What if I told you that thousands of veterans are receiving their monthly VA disability compensation without ever checking whether the amount is actually correct? Every year, payment rates change. Eligibility rules can affect how much you receive. And something as simple as updating your dependent information could make a noticeable difference in your monthly compensation. But here's what surprises many veterans. Some people focus only on the percentage increase and completely overlook the additional benefits they may qualify for. Others don't realize that their disability rating, family status, or special circumstances could impact the amount deposited into their bank account each month. So before you assume your payment is accurate, stay with us until the very end. Today, we're breaking down the 2026 VA disability pay chart, explaining the new payment rates, who qualifies, when payments are sent, how disability ratings work, and the common mistakes that every veteran should avoid. Let's get started. What is VA disability compensation? Before we jump into the new payment amounts, let's quickly understand what VA disability compensation actually is. VA disability compensation is a monthly, tax-free benefit paid to veterans who have disabilities connected to their military service. Unlike many government assistance programs, this benefit isn't based on your income, your savings, or your retirement status. Instead, the amount you receive depends on the severity of your service-connected disability and your official disability rating assigned by the Department of Veterans Affairs. Whether you're recently separated from military service or you've been receiving benefits for years, understanding how your compensation is calculated can help ensure you're receiving everything you've earned. What changed in 2026? The biggest change for 2026 is the annual cost of living adjustment, often called COLA. This adjustment helps veterans keep up with inflation and the increasing cost of everyday living. For 2026, VA disability compensation increased by approximately 2.8%. If you're already receiving VA disability benefits, you don't need to submit another application to receive this increase. The adjustment is automatic. Your monthly payment reflects the updated amount based on your disability rating. Although a 2.8% increase may not sound significant at first, over an entire year, many veterans will receive several $100s more than they did previously. For those with higher disability ratings or multiple dependents, the increase can be even more noticeable. How VA disability ratings work. One of the most misunderstood parts of the VA system is the disability rating. The VA assigns ratings from 10% all the way to 100%. These percentages represent how much a service-connected condition affects your overall health and ability to function. Generally speaking, the higher the disability rating, the larger your monthly compensation. However, there's something many veterans don't realize. If you have multiple disabilities, the VA does not simply add the percentages together. Instead, it uses a special calculation commonly referred to as VA math. For example, two disabilities rated at 50% each do not automatically equal a 100% disability rating. Instead, the VA combines ratings using a formula designed to reflect your remaining level of health after each disability is considered. Because of this system, many veterans are surprised when their combined disability rating is lower than they expected. Understanding how this calculation works is important when reviewing your benefits. 2026 VA Disability Pay Chart. Now let's look at the updated monthly compensation amounts. For veterans without dependents, the basic monthly payments begin at the lower disability ratings and gradually increase as the disability percentage rises. A veteran with a 10% disability rating receives approximately $180.42 per month. A veteran with a 20% disability rating receives approximately $356.66 per month. Once your disability rating reaches 30% or higher, the payment system changes. At that point, your monthly compensation can increase if you have qualifying dependents. This means your payment may be higher if you have a spouse, dependent children, or qualifying dependent parents. As disability ratings continue to increase through 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and finally 100%, monthly compensation also increases substantially. Veterans with a 100% disability rating receive the highest standard monthly payment, and in certain cases, that amount may increase even further depending on individual circumstances. Who is eligible? Now let's answer one of the biggest questions. Who qualifies for VA disability compensation? Generally, there are three main requirements. First, you must have served in the United States military. Second, you must currently have a physical or mental health condition. Third, there must be a connection between that condition and your military service. This is known as a service-connected disability. Some of the most common qualifying conditions include PTSD, hearing loss, tinnitus, back injuries, knee problems, migraines, respiratory illnesses, sleep apnea, certain cancers, exposure-related illnesses, and many other medical conditions linked to military service. The VA carefully reviews your military records, medical history, supporting evidence, and examination results before assigning your disability rating. How dependents can increase your payment. Here's something many veterans overlook. Once your disability rating reaches at least 30%, your monthly payment may increase if you have qualifying dependents. These dependents may include your spouse, your children, dependent parents. In certain situations, additional compensation may also be available if your spouse requires regular assistance because of a serious disability. Life changes happen. People get married. Children are born. Children graduate. Families change. Whenever one of these events occurs, it's important to notify the VA as soon as possible. Keeping your information current helps ensure you're receiving the correct amount every month. Special monthly compensation. Another benefit that deserves attention is special monthly compensation, often called SMC. This additional benefit is designed for veterans with especially severe disabilities. For example, veterans who have lost the use of a limb, veterans with blindness, certain combinations of disabilities, or those who require regular aid and attendance from another person may qualify. SMC is paid in addition to your regular disability compensation. The exact amount depends on your medical circumstances and the specific category under which you qualify. Because the rules can be complex, many eligible veterans don't realize they may qualify for these additional payments. When are VA payments sent? Let's talk about payment dates. VA disability compensation is generally paid once each month. Payments are usually issued on the first business day of the following month. For example, your January benefit is typically paid at the beginning of February. If the scheduled payment date falls on a weekend or federal holiday, payments are generally issued on the previous business day. Most veterans receive their payments through direct deposit. Direct deposit remains the fastest and safest way to receive monthly benefits. If you recently changed your bank account, it's important to update your information promptly to avoid delays. What if your payment looks wrong? Suppose your payment arrives and the amount doesn't match what you expected. What should you do? First, don't panic. There are several possible reasons why your payment may be different. Your disability rating may have recently changed. Your claim may still be processing. Your dependent information may not yet be updated. Or the VA may still be finalizing a recent decision. The first step is to review your most recent VA decision letter and verify your disability rating. Next, confirm that your family information is accurate. If everything appears correct and you still believe there's an issue, contacting the VA directly is the best way to clarify your payment. How to apply for VA disability. If you've never applied before but believe you're eligible, the application process begins by filing a VA disability claim. You'll typically need your military service records, medical records related to your condition, supporting evidence showing how your disability is connected to your military service. The VA may also schedule what's known as a compensation and pension examination, often referred to as a C&P exam. This examination helps determine the severity of your condition and assists the VA in assigning the correct disability rating. The more complete your documentation, the smoother the claims process is likely to be. Can your disability rating change? Yes. A disability rating isn't always permanent. If your service-connected condition becomes worse over time, you may request an increased disability evaluation. Similarly, if new medical evidence becomes available or additional service-connected conditions are identified, your overall compensation could change. That's why it's important to keep medical records up to date and continue documenting any significant changes in your health. Reviewing your benefits periodically helps ensure you're receiving the compensation you've earned. Common myths. Let's clear up a few common misconceptions. Myth number 1. If you have a full-time job, you can't receive VA disability. That's not true. Many veterans work while receiving disability compensation. Myth number 2. Your household income determines your VA disability payment. Again, that's false. VA disability compensation is generally not income-based. Myth number 3. You have to reapply every year. In most cases, that's also incorrect. Once approved, your payments continue unless your circumstances change or the VA schedules a review of your disability. Understanding these facts helps prevent unnecessary confusion. Final takeaway. The 2026 VA Disability Compensation Update brings higher monthly payments through the annual cost of living adjustment, helping veterans keep pace with rising living expenses. Your exact payment depends on several important factors. Your disability rating, whether you have qualifying dependents, whether you qualify for special monthly compensation, and any updates to your personal or medical circumstances. If you haven't reviewed your disability rating or benefit information recently, now is a great time to do so. Taking a few minutes to verify your records today could help ensure you're receiving every dollar you've earned through your service. Thank you for watching. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss important updates about VA benefits, Social Security, Medicare, retirement, and other government programs that could affect you or your family. If you have any questions or would like to share your experience with VA disability compensation, leave a comment below. We enjoy hearing from our viewers and appreciate your service. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.